Amorim takes charge of Manchester United today and gives his first training session as the Manchester United head coach. And wow, he's already here. He's already ready to make an impact. And he has, in his first week at the club, made an impact. We've got some updates on players that will be leading in the summer. Amorim's clear out will be brutal, but Fabrizio Romano has named two players that Ruben Amorim wants to build his Manchester United side around. Who are those two key players? Reports from Italy coming out yet again that Xerxes been offered an exit, although I am going to say take that with a pinch of salt because I've been told that Ruben Amorim would want to assess Xerxes before selling him, but Italian media have been going on for months about Xerxes being a flop and him leaving. They need to leave Xerxes alone, to be honest. Kuenda to United, more news coming out on that. That looks like a real possibility, to be honest. Kirkes left back Bournemouth, now again linked to United. Fabrizio Romano confirmed our interest in him in the summer. And Alphonso Davies, what is the situation with that? We've got a bit of insight on what's actually going on with United and Alphonso Davies from a semi-reliable source. So let's get right into the video. Let's get right into starting with Ruben Amorim's first day at United. But before I dive into all the interesting news, please do hit that like button. And of course, subscribe down below if you're new. I'm 25 subscribers away from 97.4k. We're on that road to 100k. So big up everybody in the chat. So it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano that Ruben Amorim will take his first Manchester United training session today. Ruben Amorim said in his interview, "I will do everything for the team. I will defend my players if I have to all the time against everybody. That is a key point for me, and I will try to do everything to put this club in the place that it belongs." Ruben Amorim. He's going to give us everything. He's going to defend the players, and most importantly, hopefully he gets the best out of the players and Manchester United get back on track to winning Premier League titles. Ruben Amorim has already impressed management in his first week at the club. The confidence and charisma he showed in his first week at the club was said by Mike Keegan. And one thing about Ruben Amorim that he definitely has that Ten Hag didn't, because I feel like when a new manager comes in, we always get loads of articles saying the new manager will bring this, this, and this. And, there's articles saying that Ruben Amorim will bring through youth players, and apparently Ten Hag didn't do that. Ten Hag did bring through youth players, but the one article that's completely right about what Amorim brings that Ten Hag doesn't is the charisma, is the connection with his players that you've seen at Sporting, his ability to connect and get on with his players. So I don't think Ten Hag had, particularly with the big personalities. It was also said per Fabrizio Romano via YouTube that Ruben Amorim cannot accept the idea of relaxing and he wants to challenge things immediately. He's desperate to get to work. This is his first day, meet the players, make an impact, make a change. I'm sure him in his head, he'll be assessing all these players these next few weeks. He's got a sports scientist to come and assess the players, see if they can put the intensity he wants. But I can imagine his head ahead of the summer transfer window. I think we're going to have another big summer transfer window. But I think what's really important is that we get top 4 or top 5 gets us in the Champions League, or we win the Europa League this year. Because when you look at it and you look at everything, we need, if we're out of the Champions League 2 seasons in a row, we won't get a lot of money. So that is another important thing. And I think with Amorim coming in and us being 4 points off third, 3 weeks ago, I felt the season was over. When we lost to West Ham, it was like, we're not going to get top 6 at this rate. But the fact that everybody else is dropping points, it's definitely a possibility. Diving into the next story, who could Ruben Amorim be getting rid of? Well, there is some talk of Eriksen. This isn't the first time Fabrizio Romano has blame dropped Eriksen, but Manchester United and Christian Eriksen are expected to part ways at the end of the season. No negotiations are taking place over a new deal, while Amorim's opinion will also be considered. Eriksen's expected to leave. Right decision. I like Christian Eriksen, but he's on high wages. He's had a good season this year, but when you look at the intensity Amorim wants to play at, he can't do that long term. He's only going to decline. I think he's a good player that can bring control. I think he's had a good season, Christian Eriksen, but I don't think he is a Ruben Amorim type player, especially when he demands intensity. I think as good as Eriksen is off the ball, if you could give him the legs with Mason Mount when Mason Mount is fit, because Mason Mount was brought for actually what he does off the ball, his ground coverage, it would be a completely different story. But I think he will go. I think it's the right decision. Let him run out his contract. But he's having a good season, but I don't think he'll be key on Amorim. Now, it was said that Ruben Amorim is expected to build Man United around 2 players he admires. So who are the 2 players that Ruben Amorim is expected to build Manchester United around? Well, they won't surprise you. It is Leny Yoro and Kobbie Mainoo, probably two of the best young talents we have in the club. Leny Yoro is a one-of-a-kind centre-back. Kobbie Mainoo is a one-of-a-kind midfielder, probably the two best and most unique talents we have in the club. Amorim believes, according to Romano, that two Man United players are ideal for the club and they could be crucial for the future of the club and the direction they want to take. Kobbie Mainoo is a crucial player for Manchester United owners, directors and for Manchester United staff, said Romano on his YouTube channel. Now, there was a report back in May that Ineos want Kobbie Mainoo to be the face of the rebuild and they see him as the most key player, which again is one of the reasons apparently why Agate was brought in to partner Kobbie Mainoo, and apparently one of the main reasons for sacking Ten Hag was him not utilising Agate or getting the best out of Mainoo, they felt. Ineos have very strong feelings about Mainoo. It was said that Ruben Amorim loves these kind of players. Kobbie Mainoo, Leny Yoro, these sort of players are exactly the direction he wants to take for Manchester United's future. So the new contract of Mainoo is going to be an important topic in the next few weeks and months. Man United is still working on it. But Mainoo and Leny Yoro are probably going to be the key players that Ruben Amorim could be building around, which comes as no surprise for me. Let's just talk about a few other stories then in regards to transfers and more. There was a lot of reports yesterday that Paul Pogba was going to return to Carrington to train, not to return to United, just to train, but apparently that is not true. No plans are in place for Paul Pogba to train at Carrington, says Ben Jacobs. And no contact between Manchester United and Paul Pogba. Reports of him setting to train at Carrington are untrue, says Fabrizio Romano. So despite a lot of news yesterday saying that Pogba was going to train at Carrington, he is not. Continuing on into some what I'm going to call Xerxes nonsense, it was said that Xerxes has been offered an escape route to leave his stagnant form behind him in England and instead return to Italy in January, this time with Serie A giant Juventus. Amorim is thought to harbour concerns over Xerxes and is unconvinced by his suitability to the squad, while his prospect move to the Old Lady would see him reunite with former coach Thiago Motta. This was via One Football. Now, we know from Fabrizio Romano that Amorim hasn't made a decision on Joshua Xerxes. Ineos still want to give him time. We know that for the Muppeteers as well. The Italian media keep jumping on that Xerxes is a flop and that we're going to get rid of Xerxes. We have no Man United, from what reliable sources have said, have no interest in getting rid of Xerxes in January. Amorim has not made his mind up on Xerxes. Manchester United want to see how he does in these next 6 months under Amorim. Could he adapt in that 10 role? Xerxes could be sold in the summer if he doesn't show enough. But at the end of the day, I think people are overreacting. We had the Southampton and Crystal Palace game where we saw how good Xerxes was and what he could offer, and we looked better with him on. And then he's just been misused. He's been asked to do what Sebastian Haller would have done at Ajax when he's not that kind of striker. He's played a little bit deeper as a 9.5. So I think the Xerxes criticism has gone too far. In terms of transfers, it was said that United are now preparing to try and secure the signing of Giovanni Coenda now and welcome him to the club next summer. United's first proposal will be more than 40 million euros. Apparently, we want him now. I know that we can't take any Sporting players in January, but maybe we could sign someone in January and they come in the summer. I think I'll wait till the summer with this one. But I do think Coenda's definitely one to watch because we were watching him before we even appointed Ruben Amorim. He's a very, very good young player and obviously has the intensity that Ruben Amorim will bring. In terms of other transfers, I do think United's priority, and I do think potentially we could look at this in the January window, is left back, left wing back. Now, Man United have been linked to Aït-Nouri, they've been linked to Kirkes, they've been linked to Loco, they've been linked to Anthony Robinson, and they've been linked to Alphonso Davies in terms of left backs. Now, Kirkes is one that we were linked to in the summer, but I do think Bournemouth have overpriced him a little bit. Now, the Mirror have said this, that Man United and Liverpool have both made inquiries for Bournemouth defender Miros Kirkes. We know from Fabrizio Romano that we did make an inquiry about him. I like Kirkes. I was really impressed by his performance versus Manchester City. He got the 2 assists. I think there's an exciting young left back there. But I'm not 100% convinced yet. I wouldn't want to drop too much money on him if I was going to be totally honest. It's a good player there, but I think there's a few better options. But I also think that he could turn into a really, really good player. I'd have to see a bit more of him and see how we do between now and summer and see how he does between now and summer. But I like the player. Continuing on into what's going on with Alphonso Davies. So this is sort of what's been said on Alphonso Davies, sort of translated and summed up. It was said that Barcelona and United showed a strong interest in signing Alphonso Davies in recent weeks, and they tried to explore the possibility. Apparently, United are quite motivated to get Alphonso Davies because he would be perfect for Amorim ball and would offer a lot of money. But apparently, both the financial terms and the emotional response from Davies implies that he is not interested in United or Barcelona. It looks like Davies wants Real Madrid and only wants Real Madrid is sort of what's being suggested here. If we're going to be totally honest, I'd love Alphonso Davies at United. I think he's the perfect signing. Look, we beat Madrid to Leny Yoro. You never know. We could maybe beat them to Alphonso Davies, especially with Madrid not looking the best this season with Mbappe coming in. But we're also pretty crap this season. And unless we win every game from now to the end of the season, have a really good season in the Premier League. I don't think we're going to beat Real Madrid to them, but you never know. But listen, people, guys, please do hit that like button. Of course, subscribe down below if you're new. Share the video. We'll be back tonight with a live stream, and then I'll also be on the United View in the Red Carpet Show 7 till 8. So thanks everyone for tuning in. See you soon. Bye.